Welcome back. Been on a walk and cleared your head, have you? Not exactly. We did some impromptu investigating and turned up information on the Gleaners. It makes sense. The Gleaners take their requests directly from the institutions and bureaucrats, but as you say, it's ultimately an answer to the Forum. A sudden and significant increase in Gleaner traffic and in cargo. It certainly gives the impression of an overarching plan being set into motion. Let us see what the theory can build from the facts. As Tola observed earlier, Neuromenen's archives appear to contain no information concerning the final dates. Coupled with what Richard and Alice learned the last time, we can be reasonably sure that most Australians know nothing of a particular period of ancient history. Yet my father and their colleagues are not only familiar with the final days, but they are somehow certain the destruction being penetrated by the Telefera is wholly unlike those apocalyptic events. Oh. Yes! Go, 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 go! Sorry, I'm watching a Utah-Oregon game. Yay! Excellent. This is the Pac-12 championship game. She's got a pick six, glorious. Sorry. Moreover, the Forum claims he's occupied with duty of such pressing importance they saw fit to unanimously deny Azori's request for aid. And now the Gleaners' official agents of the state have been mobilized for an unprecedented scale. I do not think it is stretched to conclude the Gleaners' recent activities are in service of the Forum's secret events. In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthos and assess the situation for ourselves. And if we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive to our questions. I understand not everyone is studious type. Consider welcome change of pace. As for myself, there are a few more subjects I should like to research. I may join you later. Feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and be on your way. I'll see that each return to its proper place. That'd be great help. Thank you, Lidaraha. Let's head down the stairs over there. I'll show you where the entrance is. It's that guy in the weird costume. I like it. Ready? Labyrinthos is not too far from here. I find the path a bit disorienting. I'll take the lead, so stay close. It's pleasant here amongst the trees. Where really should we go? Nah, we run. Try to keep up. Keep on the path straight ahead. We cross this bridge. Up here. Holy cow, let's track her. Oh, there she is. I was like, that guy got in the way. Here we are, through the store and down the stairs. You did remember to attune the shard back there, didn't you? It'll make life much easier for you to come back here. Otherwise, you should keep moving. We're all here now, yes. I'm taking liberty of securing permission for our groups to send right to run a lift and down we go.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves, and this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Aren't those people gleaners?
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Ugh. Did you call to me just now?
Mm-mm.
No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
Look at this mess. Get out of here, thing. Alright. I know, it's like more main quest. I'm fascinated. Could we go back to what you were saying earlier? You here to help? Give me more headaches, because you don't have to look at the gleaner. I'm in a mood for idle chatter. One of my colleagues was so exhausted he took a tumble and crashed into a pile of crates, and I had to pack the marmots running loose. So in his touch with exhausted gleaners. Let me think, let me think. The array of seeds should be item 1058, cooling seeds, 29. Oh, it feels like stuffed with myco grass. Why are the loads picking up carry in? Why do this wants to risk missing it up? If someone mistakes the core and carrots for garb and carrots, what then? The last shipment's coming. You want to know what I'm doing? Hauling books and ore and fauna. If it needs hauling, I haul it. Every decade or so, they take stock in labyrinth. You know, sort of tidy up the inventory. Never seen an operation like this before, though. They did a few summers ago, even. With no warning at all, this mess gets dropped in our laps. Orders from on high. Damned if I know the reason. I'm changing layout A, preferring the next big expansion. Your luck. What tales of goodness have to tell? This grand operation began without warning, and every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory somewhere else. That would explain the haggard faces I've been seeing. We were right, the form's definitely up to something, and they're turning Labyrinthos upside down in the process. We would do well to learn more about specifically the gleaners are being tasked to do, as well as task them to do it. If you're game, I have an idea. Why am I kneeling? Did one of the gleaners' quick question say something about escape marmots? Perhaps you're helping capture the creatures and might be inclined towards more friendly and enlightening conversation. In the meantime, I'll put my charms upon this gleamer here. That's afterwards. Happy hunting! Thanks, boss. You wish to let me find the marmots? Nothing suitable to pay you for your service or offering a goodness to your heart. I'd welcome yours. Yeah, sure. I love helping people. Why not? The name is Aaronville, friend, specialist in the collection of live specimens. That said, that capture these nags, shin, marmots is a trial I've no desire to repeat. Bristled mice, they call them. For a mercy, there are no marmot species on this tour at present, so there should be no mistaking our little fugitives. Having to catch any of these Where to begin? We wonder. I've been scramping around here, so we'll need to widen the search surrounding forest. Bring your guard. The beast's out there, and you won't hesitate to prey on the marmot or you. Search the trees to the west, eastern part of the forest is all yours. Good luck. No, boo. Look at that friendly face. Grab your reach, rid of the sack and the grizzled mouse scampers off in the Squeak! Get in my sack, moose. Nobly evades and disappearing into the trees. No. Miss. Yay! All that hard work for nothing. I love it. That's why these guys were in this corner. Ugh! I'm gonna get you in my sack! Oh, that's right. I gotcha. Speed this time succeeding in closing the sack over the elusive corner. The yokai wash thing. Let's wash. How did you fare? I tracked down 3 of the pack with at least 1 unaccounted for. Oh, that's another demarment. Out. Wait here a moment while I put my friends in the holding cage. Thankfully, their marmots seem to be unharmed. They've held up well in isolation, but it's too much soon to release them in their habitat. It's a good thing we were able to capture them so swiftly in my things. What do we do with the marmots now? That's for the forum to decide. They're the guiding authority behind Labyrinthios, after all, and this job is smart for the great inventory of theirs. Suitable for consumption, easy to breed. Those are the conditions I was given for the stock I was instructed to procure. I don't know what the farm is planned for these creatures, but at the very least, I doubt they'll be served today or tomorrow. There you are. Is this cleaner you mentioned, the one who was looking for lost marmots? Interesting company you keep, friend. Who are you folk, anyway? I'm Krill, the students of Alesian, and these are my assistants. Truth be told, the farm station have laid us out entirely well with us. That's why I made a descent into Labyrinthos. We hope that by seeing these decisions put into action, we might fully understand their reasoning. Wise and practical never hurts to try to gain a broader perspective, does it? I doubt if this is a dude or chick, rather. Anyway, duty calls, our animals to capture and enclosures to empty. Once again, I'm sorry that I can't offer you more services. Did you know anything from our friend there? Yeah, they want little animals that can breed and eat very easily. So we've confirmed that the order for this ambitious operation did indeed come directly from the Forum. However, the cleaners have not been informed of its purpose. I'd say that fits with everything we've heard thus far. We also discovered that when the operation has begun, the Forum contacted Cleaners Guild ship and put the people of great work some 4 days after the Telefari made their chilling discovery. As seasoned travelers, Gleaners keep abreast of news from every corner of the world out of necessity. Thus, I'm inclined to trust that the calendar of events is accurate. Altogether, it gives a distinct impression that this undertaking was a sudden and unexpected development. Yet I find it hard to believe that such a comprehensive restructuring of Labyrinthos and its archives could have been planned for such a brief window. Yeah, this plan was long in the making. They were awaiting the right time to put it into effect. And Telefari's declaration was all that set it into motion. It seems likely, but not to conclusions just yet. From what I suggest, we conduct a wider investigation of Labyrinthos. The more facilities we visit, the more pieces of the puzzle we shall find. In that case, we head to the Archean. From there, we can reach the lore. Krill, what's wrong? I'm fine. Truly, the sudden descent left me with a bit of headache, that's all. Nothing that will not stop me from soldiering on. Then let's be about it. At least let me take the lead. I'm fairly certain I remember the way to the Archean. Follow the path east through the forest. They were chasing after the mouse or marmot. Was it? Anyways, 'tis the trolls you need to watch out for. No flying for me. Oh, that's fine. Behold the arcane. As Norman serves the Charlene's literary archive, so does the structurosity's wealth of material data. The architect, too, is similar. The architecture of the building here sees merely upper entrance and access point that bolts carved into the cliffside itself. These vast rooms have stored countless samples of specimens as well as very detailed records which describe them. In a manner of speaking, the arcane contains a physical history of the Charlene's and unwavering dedication and accumulation of knowledge. Well, we won't learn anything from standing out here. Let's proceed to the main building and speak with the custodian. Whew, that was close. Greetings, we're all pursue the Arcane's vaults. Peruse, you're clearly not gleaners, then when I ask your affiliation. We belong to the students of Baldicium, but is that relevant? I was given to believe that the vaults is open to the public, at least where they were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that'd be the case. At present, however, access is restricted. Only persons strictly involved in the organization are permitted to enter. Not us, then I suppose we'd better move along to another facility. This building is a lift which connects the middle tier, yes? Might we at least make use of that? No. Service has been suspended, I'm afraid. For the time being, priority has been given to the conveyance of inventory. So this is as far as we can go. I apologize for the inconvenience. Please come again when the restructuring operation is concluded. By the time it'll be too late, when we're so close to getting answers. We need to rethink our approach. Let's step outside a moment, shall we? Students about this scene. The evidence is constructed in the shape of a motor. The upper layer is called the outer circuit. The medial circuit lies in tier below us. I mean, I can just jump down there, yeah. If you're getting closer to this, to announce that the students must be furious. We're in impasses. We have no other leads. I should like to pursue this one further. But I doubt that our stone-faced custodian will be swayed by heartfelt pleas and must seek another means to access to lower levels. This is likely the people in this area involved in construction in one way or another. We investigate ourselves. They might allow us to accompany them on a lift. Let's ask grounds for someone is needed to lighten the load. What's that? Take you down lift with me? Sorry, not a chance. I've been up and down all day now when I finally have a fair moment to rest. But it's a glinter fellow heading out to the gate there, though, shouldering a large pack and enraged by the manner of the task. Maybe he had to be down by low after he's done with whatever he's doing. Taking lift? Oh no, we're just students. They won't let us into the arcane even though we want. Actually, we have no idea if we found. There's no record of such a creature anywhere, but it was running through tranquility, and so we thought to donate it to the vault. Brought us to the school, you don't think anyway. I suppose I'll take care of it until the arcane is opened up again. Yeah, who are you throwing to, buddy? That should be intentional grounding. I wonder where I'm going. Quiet, you'll be frightening it away. Hey, it's our buddy. Oh, it's you again. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm in the middle of another task. The cloud cannon need to capture is very, very close. You may wish to help me with this too. Spend time in unusual ways, my friends. So 2 hunters is generally better than one. Very well. The canal that is common gathering spot for birds of all kinds. The one of them today is a hornbill. Says the greens as cries distinctive. Gah! Single it out and shoot it with this sleeping dart. Effects are short-lived, so we'll lay in wait in the riverbank to claim our core. Be sure to hit the right one. Yeah, got it.
A fair shot.
Oh, this guy's a voice.
Nicely done. Let me truss this one up and I'll make my way over to you.
There you are.
Any new revelations?
So you met with that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill. I understand catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
Oh, it's a simple thing, really. Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose. Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a cleaner's duties. But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthos. Open only to a select few researchers handpicked by the Forum. The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth. Those who are, the researchers involved in this secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
What could a facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An experiment?
Possibly. I wasn't afforded an explanation. But judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species, too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality and purifying water.
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
That's all it is, though. An assumption. Through our tasks, we Gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the Forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations. Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
Perhaps you might reward us after a fashion, then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift. I will, of course, follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down. This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos.
Nice.
While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the medial circuit below.
I never even knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect solution.
You're quite welcome, but consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you'd do well to turn back. I bid you good day.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
This must be at the entrance to the mine shaft. It is faint, but I can hear something moving within creatures home there. Researchers, you think? Well, slavering beasts aside. Yes. We watch our footing. We should tighten our straps before we continue. Oh, new hat. Fun. Man-made those, some shops Sunday resemble a natural cave system. Feed everyone's mornings, so careful. LSA seems eager to get underway. Some of everyone's tightened their straps to check their gear, then I say we head in. Given the terrain ahead, though, it might be wise to leave some distance between us. We don't want to be stumbling over each other if it comes to a fight. Take it slow, don't forget to check your surroundings from time to time. We can meet up again on the other end of the tunnel. Mithril cat. That was cute. Everyone seems to have made it through without incident, nothing of consequence at least, and as promised, Nautilus delivered us to the medial circuit. So our call tiers we provide various samples of agricultural products. Let's follow the path to the nearest farming facility and see what we see. Ah, I know where we are now. This is Mariel Agronomics. Labyrinthos is host to a wide variety of vegetation which allows us to conduct studies in cultivation methods utilized in foreign lands. And this facility coordinates and oversees those efforts. The fruits of this research go to feed the Labyrinthos colleagues, or so I hear. More notable successes might make it de Agora. Food so exotic you'd be hard-pressed to guess the origin, let alone they might taste. Indeed, mystery vegetables that name only list nutritional benefits scribbled on a card. I see no gleaners hereabouts, yet these workers seem to share that same sense of urgency. Is it possible to know something about the farm's plans and underlying motivations worth looking into, wouldn't you say? So you can coax from the workers, the rest also do the same. Cast about our faithful cues. Oh, hello there. We weren't expecting visitors, not with the use of the lift being restricted. How did you make it down here anyway? The mine shaft, you say? Well, you're not much hardier soul than I. Under normal circumstances, wrote such tenacity with guided tour of the fields, when I feared the foreman had this filling order last minute long. Tenacity to detail your quest, literal wagon loads of crop samples and hardly any time to put them together. When I first heard the grand reorganization, I assumed we would be shuffling our old stock to make room for new, but then came the orders, Nicholas quantities of seed, and were thoroughly researched. Passing strange. AI pressed for an explanation is met with vague assurances that all will be revealed in due course, not the most satisfying answers. What crops we're raising? Well, as you can see, one is variety of grape. One needs good source sunlight to grow in the conditions here. Nothing sort of perfect, highly surprising given the native in particular found in this very place. Yay! Sorry, conditions here are nothing sort of perfect, hardly surprising given that it's native to the particular locale in the very place upon which Labyrinthos was modeled, the region in the south of Ilisabrad. They pose remarkable habit diversity, allowing a myriad of flora and fauna to thrive. Chilly peaks in the north give way to swaths of temperate plains, which in turn transition into hot, humid coastline. This plentiful territory is ever contested, as you might expect. It used to be called Corvos before the Imperials named it Locus. Oh, that's where what's-his-face is from. Forum saw it as not as a prize, however, it was the researcher's ideal environment, one whose climate is strove to recreate within the confines of Labyrinthos. It since provided a rich foundation for countless experiments and cultivation. Did you make your extra point, you douche? We going for 2. Always go for 2. Hell, we get up there. To go up the water thing, is it? No entry. Savages. Yes, we have to get up there. How do we get up there? We're getting up there. Oh, Lord. Oh, we missed extra point. We did. God, what is the deal with that? Alright, no, so you have to come at it from like up there. Do I have ought to be taken down below more than I can carry this home? What's her shock is head off of your cargo lift? It has some earmarked for aerial transport, hence the stock of crates atop the hill over there. God's hauling a lot up slopes just above his half. No, it's terrible. I hate lifting stuff. I hate doing my job. It's the worst. Yay! The labels in the crates tell a story of their contents. One is the common seeds and saplings covered by sheets of reports. Look at these pretty roses. That's what I'm most interested in. Oh, they're trying
Hard to look away, isn't it?
It's because they're cussed.
But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion. You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy, dark subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Sharlayan at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect. And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild. With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin. To
It
further
comes from the
complicate
moon!
matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration. As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
Alright, redeemed yourself.
Have you learned aught of interest? A flower that reacts to one's feelings? Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
This is all very fascinating. But as it stands, we've failed to gain any significant insight into the Forum's undertaking.
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that her priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly. Isn't that the entrance to the Arcane? Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Erenville receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a Forum member? Or at least a close associate?
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice. If you're not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
Nay. I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions. And no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all... Cryo?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
I'm glad you agree.
Quickly! Erenville is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him.
Almost. I can almost reach you.
Yeah, she's totally tempered. Oh, is Krill distracted? She's like, she seems, I'm just so distracted. Keep an eye on her, but keep moving to our course. Erenville is headed westwards along the path outside the Archean. Come and catch him. Okay, everybody, I'll be right back. I'm gonna use the potty.
Hey, I'm back. I'm gonna, somebody called to talk about football, so I'm gonna call him back. But you're not gonna hear me talk for a little bit.
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work. So much so that we have come bearing new tasks in need of your competent hand.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Sharlayan scholars, and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment. What warrants such urgency?
In an age long past, Sharlayan was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the... I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And...
Then I will do your bidding. For now. But unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the Forum.
I hope that was informative. While I do have my reservations about the Forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart. Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
Wait! How did you...
If you mean to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
For you. The spell will keep it from wilting. She said you would need it for the job. Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
Thank you. Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment. Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Minfilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her, and another who may yet have a part to play, though that will depend on you. Take the flower. Walk free, for you are free to go where you wish, to believe what you will. That bloom will be your guide. In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free, and bear the light for others to follow. Together, raise it aloft and let it shine till the end.
That was all too brief. Already she seems so far away. My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into... Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection once I took hold of that wispy thread. Imagine my surprise to discover it was... Her answers were more cryptic than I would have liked, but at least she left us with a guide of sorts, that unusual flower. Yes, we are definite.
You can't be serious! We've done nothing wrong!
Dr. Fortuneau? What business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions. We are aware of your investigations. After alerting them, a group operating under the auspices of the students.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Sharlayan as Scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. Our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
'Tis not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge, but the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion. And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
What, then, is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
The Forum will convene to examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
Graha! But why? Is reading a crime now, too?
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a...
Silence is often one's best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse. But enough. This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
Forgive me. I was careless.
We would have been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
The forum will come to order. This inquiry is now in session. As Speaker-elect, I will be... Master Fortuner, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Sharlayan assistance. Since then, certain individuals dissatisfied with our decision have taken it upon themselves to interfere with our work. They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldessian. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, and are inextricably involved with the crises presently afflicting the world at large. Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret.
You have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
Galuf Baldessian was never one to forsake his fellow man. Even if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star fight back against the coming doom.
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Sharlayan, a respected ally, in the... Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer? Or are you so preoccupied with your momentous duty of an age long past that even the end of the world is unworthy of your...
Whence came this revelation?
from the mouth of a Forum member within fortuitous earshot.
Then it seems your findings support my own. The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the Forum's policy-making process, to better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions. At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else. And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however, I am more attuned to the subtleties of governance, and so I noticed something odd. From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted. No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge. The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos. Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility. I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony. The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives. Now, there is no question that our nation's progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless, the vast resources diverted for this purpose borders on the obscene. But returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made
the very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea. You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
Mind your tongue, Archon. If you had seen...
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore. Knowing this, what would you have us do? Abandon our vital work and join you on the field of battle? We will never choose the way of the sword. We will fulfill our mission, not through strife and bloodshed, but survival. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must, then. But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Such misguided zeal.
Father, I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania. Still, in the midst of my uncertainty, I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen to trust in me. So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Skolok Monteshane. He's the head of the studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, hmm? By their own admission, these Scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches. But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same. Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements. Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder... No. If we're to quell further discontent, then we...
Order! We will have order! Master Monteshane raises some valid points. Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose... Until further notice, the students of Baldesion are to cease any and all activities within the domain. You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties. Failure to comply with these restrictions will result in the immediate expulsion of your Scion associates. Let us put this judgment to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand. I count 51 for and 48 against. The proposal is passed. Students, Scions, you have heard the Forum's judgment. Honored members, I thank you for your time. This inquiry is concluded.
Welcome home, my
lady.
What? What are you gawping at? Oh, I suppose I never gave the decor much thought.
Lord Fortuneau is not to hear of this and I should also like the children to have their gifts. Ere my...
As you wish, my lady.
Master Alphino, Mistress Alice, if you'd...
We shan't be long.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying. Yet a mother worries all the same. In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scion's coin and other such donations. Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more, the triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. It is clear that they have come to find... But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been... It is plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them. Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children?
When you mentioned gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect. Mother,
Oh, look how well it fits you. And...
It's perfect. Exactly what I would have chosen. But please, tell me you had something different made for Alphino.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore. And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, see for yourself.
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother. Stylish.
I am so glad you like them.
If you would allow me, Master Alphino.
Wait.
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father. Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days, as a student he was often called... He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few... Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now. And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry. I am told these devices are quite difficult to master. But someone of your extensive... May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
Alright, I'm back. Let's finish this little story bit up and then I need to go to bed.
May wisdom and the crystal serve you well. Please try to find common ground with your father that may come and go without need an awful subterfuge. Alright, Sage class unlocked.
We will, Mother. I promise.
My final gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fortunato has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
Oh, Mother.
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
And that was that. Only the gods know when we'll be back again. Thank you for indulging Mother's request. I can see it meant a lot to her, and I shall refrain from requiring us to get content of your private conversation. The visit was all too brief. For now, however, these suffice. As well, these tokens of home that carry with us. These gifts help us remember who we are and whence we came. Enough sentimentalities. Return to the annex or join our companions. Where are we going? I'll show you now. Alright, okay. Enjoy the time with the levelers, I hope. I would ask how the twins fared. The new pets tell the tale. Only we can help them reconcile with their father. That might return home one day that ahead. In the meantime, we edge ever closer to the secret the form strives to hide, and the flower bequeathed to you by Hyland is sure to guide us going forward. I'm confident that once you've scouted out the situation in Thabanair, we'll be well equipped to plot our next move. Oh, I gained a little. Hooray. I don't think a remote that of jealous often needs to weapons. That farmer suited for him and me. We're the furries are in matching outfits, but our styles, fashions, and fighting have all since diverged. If anything, I'm proud of the difference between us. I see sage armaments that will mean to imbue them with some ether that I poured in the moonstone and obsidian. Check about the graphs, yes, since it's such an entity for me, it will help to think of the Nels as allies in battle, since the new form of energy should manifest my carmichael companions. The less responsible for the schism of House of Valera would be pure hubris. After all, we were merely on the skirts of what is essentially a family affair. And yet, neither can we claim to be indifferent to strangers. To hear the mother welcome them from there's joy and a relief. As curiously I am to learn the truth of this duty, I wonder what else the Forum is hiding. A calamitous secret whose origins lie in the ethereal sea. Duplicity aside, however, I do believe Master Freshnut means us ill. Even the harsh words he had as children stem not from anger, I think, but desperation. It's wonderful how you look much better with your hair down, or your stupid cap off. It's wonderful how a garment given in love can so easily change one's whole look. I remember when I was coming to terms with my talent, the Echo, just being wrapped in the robe my grandfather gave me, someone made everything less daunting. Alright, bye kiddos. Let's go do this. Alright. Go stand by these guys and log out, and then we can spend 2 hours logging back in tomorrow. Look at that cute thing. That's fun. Alright, y'all. We'll catch you later.